And I realized that we're going through our own challenges and our tough times and everything that's happening. And I really, really want to address it. So realize this. If you keep going, and really right now, I want you to listen, I want you to give me all your presence, I want you to give me all your attention. If you keep going, you'll get to where you want in life, just not in the way you imagined it. This is true for me. This is true for people I know. This is true for people I've coached. And this is true for everyone I've admired. You'll get to where you want in life, just not in the way you imagined it. See, we want our life to look like our plans, but our plans rarely look like life. And here's the biggest missing point. Often your plan is actually uncovering and you're actually getting close to it. It's just the scenery looks different. We want life to go our way, but life will go another way and get you to where you want. We want life to go the way we want, but life will go another way and still take us to where we want if we stick to the ride. So often we get off, so often we let go, so often we step off. And so life can't take us to where we want to go because we see different scenery and we go, oh, it wasn't meant to look like this. I didn't imagine it looking like this. I thought it was going to look like this. And so we get so focused on how we want things to happen instead of letting them happen. And we get so fixated on that. Like, I thought it was going to happen like this. I wanted it to happen like this. I planned for it to look like this. And I promise you, it will always look different. So I want to share something with you. I have followed and loved and admired Oprah's work since I was young and first heard about her. And being on Oprah is like a huge dream come true for me. But did I imagine it would happen digitally? During a pandemic? On Zoom? No, that's not how I imagined it. I imagined like being in the back of her home, sitting in her garden and having this really deep, meaningful conversation. It still happened because I've kept going, but it didn't happen in the way that I imagined it. And I can say that for so many huge things in my life, whether it was launching my podcast, which I know so many of you listen to. So many of you listen to my podcast and it means the world to me. But when I was going to launch my podcast, I was rejected from a huge production company 2 weeks before I launched and I had to scramble to launch. This book that I'm sitting with here right now that you're all going to have in September, that book, did I plan on launching it in this way? No, everything shifted. It doesn't look like how I thought it was going to look. But see, when things look different, we think that we've lost everything, but we haven't. See, when your life feels like it's on pause, that doesn't mean you've lost anything. You're just stuck in traffic. Imagine you're trying to drive from where you are now to somewhere and you get stuck in traffic. Does that mean you've lost all the progress you've made? No, you don't go backwards. You don't lose the progress you've made. You're just stuck in traffic. You just paused for a second. And this is what I want you to recognize. Right? This is what I want you to recognize. Nicole, that's a really nice comment. Nicole goes, I was so happy for you today. I felt how humble you were being there. So beautiful. Thank you so much, Nicole. That's very kind. And Nicole Gold says, this is so true. My life is nothing like I thought it would be, but it's getting better and I'm still learning and growing all the time. We have to let go of our picture that we have of what life should look like and how things are going to happen. We have to let go of how we want things to happen and just focus on making them happen, right? Like that's literally it. We have to let go of that feeling of this is how things should unfold. This is how it should look. Crystal very naturally says, that's been the biggest struggle for me is letting go of what expectations of what I planned for it rather than appreciate what I have now. And it's not just appreciating what you have now. It's also recognizing that the path to where you want to go is just going to look different. So you keep walking that path. You shift to another path, but you keep walking. You don't just stop because it doesn't look like the path you imagined it to look like. Shireen says, this pandemic has brought so many people together. You were meant to be with Oprah during this time in this manner because people needed it most right now this way. I'm sure she'll still have you over the garden. Absolutely. No, for sure. But that's what I'm saying to you, that all of this stuff happens in ways we don't imagine. And please understand that. Please, please, please. I'm almost begging you to understand that. Because I want you to recognize that just because there's a block in your road, just because there's a pause in your journey, just because there's a detour happening right now, it doesn't mean you won't get there. And I don't want you to let go right now, right? I don't want you to just let go right now. And that's a real tool. So how do we not do that? The first thing is you don't label a moment. When you get some news, good or bad, you don't label it good or bad. Because we think that bad news is bad news and good news is good news, but that's not true. Often bad news is good news and often good news is bad news, right? A gift can be a curse and a curse can be a gift. So it's so important when you first hear some news to just accept it neutrally. The second thing you want to do after you've done that is that you want to accept it neutrally, and then you want to remind yourself, and I've been saying this to myself for years, it only makes the story better. No one wants to hear someone tell their story with just success after success after success. And no one's story is success after success after success after success. There is failure in every person's story. So you say to yourself, this only makes the story better. The third thing is you say that I'm going to find a better way, I'm going to find another way, and it's going to be the right way for me. That's the key. It's the right way for you. When someone rejects me, I no longer try and have bitterness towards them. I actually thank them because they're just showing me that that isn't the road. That isn't the path. There is another path. There is another way. And that's what I want all of you to understand in your lives today. I want you to recognize this. Buffy Barnes says, my son was born with disabilities. I never knew the love I've been given from him. The blessing did and does feel different, but better than any love I've ever felt. Buffy Barnes, that is incredible. You're amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. I absolutely love that and love you for sharing that. Thank you so much. Denise says, this has been the hardest for me because I'm so afraid of the path to getting where I need to be is something I won't expect, so I won't know how to handle it. So I promise you, the path you're going to get is the path you can handle. Actually, the path that you got rejected from, that's the path that you couldn't handle. Why is it that we don't think about it like that sometimes? But think about that for a moment. The path that you were rejected from is actually the path that wasn't right for you, which you wouldn't be able to handle. Maybe it would have wasted your time. Maybe it would have drained you. But the path that you receive is the path you can handle. We have to recognize that the path you receive is the path that you can handle. The path that you were rejected from is the path you couldn't handle. Not because you're not good enough, but because it's not the right challenge for you. Maybe a waste of time for you. We never think of that a rejection is obviously a rejection is the biggest way of saving time. Joanne says, Jay, my daughter was getting married in October with 100 people. Now it is down to 25 people and looking quite different. And in July or August, but it will be more special. Where here's the thing, right? Like, we realize that it's the energy of the moment that you're trying to capture. A marriage is energy. A marriage isn't entertainment. It's not an event. A marriage is not an event. It's energy. And if you have the energy of two people who love each other, who are there, who are present, and they're most close and near and dear loved ones, that is a marriage. Nikki Hort says, my number one challenge, how do you find your desire fire again, aka motivation to go after any of your dreams? Not even sure what I'm passionate about anymore, especially when you have been close and rejected. Actress. Nikki, thank you so much for sharing that great question. And I have the answer for you. So purpose is like an adult. Passion is like a teenager. Interest is like a child, and curiosity is like a baby. So you get your fire back when you get curious again, when you get interested again. You don't need to look for passion and purpose and fire. You just need to follow your curiosity. You just need to follow that baby of interest and get involved again. And as an actress, I deeply empathize with the fact that there is tons of rejection after rejection after rejection. And that's why you have to create what you want to create. It's why I started creating videos. The video industry and the media industry is just the highest rejection rate. And that's why it was so important for me to start creating my own content. For you as an actress, start directing your own short videos. Start making content on social media. It's such a powerful way to express who you are to the world, right? I want to take 2 more comments and questions from all of you before we end day 2, right? Robin says, I love watching your mind work, the wheels turning in your passion. Thank you so much. Okay, questions. Questions. 2 questions I want to take before I leave today, and we do day 3 tomorrow. Karen says, I love that this only makes the story better. I often advise my mentees that you need to live a bold, brave life with good stories. That's beautiful. Nikki, I hope I answered your question. It's amazing. Awesome. It's great. You've all nailed it. Oh, here we go. Disha says, what if you're actually stuck in life with nothing moving forward in your personal life or professional life? How do you find your path in your professional life? So when you're not moving forward, what do you do when you're in traffic? You go, oh, can we take that route? Maybe we should try that route. If we're stuck in traffic. So when you're stuck in traffic, you don't just sit there and go, oh, well, we're stuck in traffic. What do I do now? Now, if you are really stuck in traffic and there are no other routes, but here's the key. There is always another route in life. But let's say there isn't another route at this time. What do? You turn on an audiobook. You turn on a podcast. You learn in that car journey. You reflect in that car journey. It's like being in a car journey. You're stuck in traffic right now. You find another route. If you can't find another route, you go inward. But that's what you do. You find a way. You find a way. Right? This is amazing, everyone. Thank you so much. This is awesome. I am so grateful to have an incredible community in each and every single one of you. Make sure you go back and watch this challenge for today as well. Make sure you use the workbook that we've sent out. I'm so grateful to be with you each and every single day. Thank you for being a part of this community. Thank you for being a part of this challenge. And I will see you tomorrow for day 3. Day 3, the third and final day of our Love Your Life challenge. I'll see you there. Don't miss it. Let everyone know that you're tuning in. Same time, same place tomorrow. Thank you so much, everyone. Sending you so much love.